this man is still with us.
Yes.
If you could, let's roll the tape, Jeremy. President Trump avoiding the assassination attempt by mere split seconds and what did they say? A quarter of an inch saved his life. Let's play the clip.
And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Jeez. All right, so you can hear the shots being fired at first. I'm assuming, Vinny, I know you're out of everybody that's on this podcast, I believe you're the only one that has served in the armed forces. You're a former Air Force veteran. You were a trained marksman, correct? I'm a
marksman in the rifle and in the handgun. You become an expert.
That guy ends up getting off, it sounds like 4 or 5 shots before the Secret Service fires back. In your opinion, as someone who is a skilled marksman, somebody who has been trained, how does that happen? How does that guy get off 5 shots, 6 shots? How many shots were there actually fired? Do we know?
I believe it's reported between 5 and 7, but they're not sure which shots are from law enforcement returning fire and which ones are from the shooter.
To me, it sounded like it was 4 or 5 from the shooter, and then that quick burst afterwards is the Secret Service killing him.
Vinny, your opinion.
Well, here's the thing, guys. Thank God, this isn't 1963, and we just had one guy, Zapruder, holding one freaking camera. This is 2024. Everybody and their mother has cameras. By the way, the gall and the balls of these demons to even try it, to do it. But first and foremost, Robbie, I'm just going to really briefly, the Secret Service's response. There's camera angles all around from people. One Secret Service at the most opportune time, he's guiding the camera crews. He moves away. He's like, you guys go stand over there. Shots go off. Okay, and these guys drop to the ground. One of the females gets down and is hiding behind the initial cover. And I'm telling you guys right now, from what I was seeing, the snipers that were on the roof, the SWAT, I don't know if they're Secret Service or just local law enforcement SWAT, they're looking at the direction of where the shooter is. I'm talking about for minutes. They're like this. They're checking it out. There's no excuse from that vantage point, that line of sight. They show up. There's a security detail that shows up weeks before to make sure that exact thing isn't happening, okay? So this is where all the questions arise, Robbie. He saw him. Now, think about it. Shots go off. They're kind of delayed in grabbing the president. They cover the president, okay? Your goal is to get him off as soon as possible in the vehicle, and he needs to get the hell out of there, okay? The shots go off. They bring him down. Then they stood, by the way, shooter down. You hear shooter down. How the hell do we know that there was only one shooter?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you, God? This is in the moment, the heat of all the craziness. Then they stand him up. They have a female Secret Service, the shortest person, try to hold. That's like having Wee Man from Jackass. Right? Like, what are you stopping? What are you trying to stop? And then, by the way, I don't care who it is. He's like, let me grab my shoes. Dude, he's Donald Trump. We all know who the hell he is. He's like, he's doing his thing, which I love. It should never have happened.
They
don't give a shit who you are, babe. They grab you. They get the hell right off the freaking stage. And then, to add to the debacle, dude, I've never seen this many female Secret Service women that were just on the side where Trump is. This almost seems like if you wanted to do something, I would assign only female detail. Put all females on his ass. And this is no disrespect to women at all. But, dude, we're talking about protecting the president. There's a photo of the main chick when they're all huddling around him. She's behind everybody, and she's like this. Listen, they're trained for this. And I hate when people are like, well, it's the heat of the moment. No. This is exactly what you're trained to do, period. And if you can't do your job, then this is what they get for announcing the Secret Service that by 2030, there's going to be 30% female Secret Service. God help us and God help the president, okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. There was failures on all different sides. The guy was up there crawling and people were screaming, he's got a gun, and they did it. So my opinion, Robbie, and this goes back to the JFK thing, and Kelly at some point will show the Reagan assassination and how it's supposed to be done, and then how the Secret Service basically let two of the main bodyguards get away from JFK's motorcade, and they just basically let him, on purpose, let him go to his demise and to his death. It's absolutely ridiculous, and there's so many questions we have to be asked, but as we know, guys, we're never going to really find out because they know how to, cover their tracks, and who knows how many years it'll take to find out the truth.
Speaking to your point regarding Director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle, she actually got called out by Elon Musk on Twitter. Elon Musk quoted, here's the quote from Elon Musk. So before being in charge of protecting the president, Kimberly Cheadle was guarding bags of Cheetos. That is because she was the head of security for Pepsi. And that allows her to, and qualifies her, because she's, I guess, a woman who has some type of security experience. She can be in charge of the Secret Service. That the same Secret Service that not just protects Donald Trump, also protects Joe Biden, and is now protecting service to RFK Jr. And one other thing, when it comes to the Secret Service, Vinny, they're actually blaming the local police. They are claiming that the local police was actually tasked with securing properties surrounding the rally, but not actually the rally itself. So Secret Service in charge of the rally, but however, local police in charge of the building that the shooter shot from, just 130 yards away from the stage. So
Robbie, and you see this confusion? You see this confusion that they throw in? Because if God forbid he was killed, here goes all the, well, they were supposed to do it. No, we were supposed to do it. Well, we have to have females. We have to do this. All these leaks and all these holes, zero accountability, okay? People keep saying assassination attempt, bro. Tell me this doesn't feel like a coup. Tell me this doesn't feel like they were like, listen, this is our shot, open field. Let's make a couple people F up at their jobs. People were screaming at law enforcement. Like, yo, that one guy, and we'll get to the clip, one guy saying, yo, we were telling the cops, there's a guy with a gun, and the cops were like, oh, we don't know what the hell's going on. This is the perfect scenario of just a confusion soup where people go, well, because think about it, Rob, they kill him, right? Now we have all these questions. There's no one person to blame. Well, she didn't do her job, right? One girl, when she drops her holster, putting on glasses, she messed up. And then the snipers were supposed to, they apparently got a stand-down order. There's so much confusion, and then they'll do like a Warren report. Nobody's in trouble. Nobody gets fucking arrested. It's all a shit show. And do not fool yourselves, guys. This wasn't just a random dude this was all set up. This was all by the deep state. This is exactly what the guy's been saying. This is exactly what Pat has been saying. And this is exactly what Andrew Tate has been saying. You're a character first. They try to put you in jail. They try to bankrupt your ass. And then it's chitty chitty bang bang.
Yeah.
Right?
And anybody who's saying
God is watching.
No, anybody who's saying security failures, though, I can't even believe that that's a talking point on TV. Like, if you can't take the facts that are around the thing and say that it was a blatant coup, then I don't know what you're looking at.
No, it's either, so I wrote down two things. It's either, because when you look at it, there's the reports of the eyewitnesses we'll get to in just a second. I have some video I want to show. It's either because there's the reports of eyewitnesses telling the police.
Yeah.
B, there's actually reports. This is from NBC News. This is yesterday. Report where gunman shot at Trump was identified as a security vulnerability before the rally.
Yep.
So they knew that building was something that should be secured and looked at, and somebody chose to not. So for me, it's either a mix of incompetence and cowardice, and we'll get to it, but there's a report that a local police officer actually climbed up on top of the roof of the building, confronted the gunman before he shot the shots. The gunman then turned his AK-47 at the cop, and the cop went back down the ladder. Yeah. He didn't take out his weapon and shoot the shooter on sight.
Yeah.
He retreated.
Treason.
So it's either
treason.
It's either incompetence and cowardice, or it's treason.
Yeah.
Where there is literally a conspiracy to kill a former president of the United States, and it played out in front of everybody.
There's so many things that went wrong. I really want to play all this stuff because we're talking about it already. But this next video, Vinny already brought it up earlier. I couldn't believe this happened. Trump said, wait. The Secret Service just stopped. They're not even protecting his head. And I get it. It's the most iconic moment ever. I love it so much.
Can I tell you why? Let me tweet. And Vinny, I want to go to you in a second. Let me tell you what I tweeted this morning. because this is how I feel. Listen, this is going to come off as like I'm a Trump MAGA guy. I'm not. Again, I voted for Biden in 2020. I regret it. If RFK was on the ticket or on the ballot, I would be considering voting for him over Trump. He's not, so my option is Trump, and I'm more than happy with it now. I'm actually on the Trump train.
Welcome to your buddy.
I am now MAGA. Get me my hat. Here is what I tweeted this morning. At this exact moment, we're going to play the video. This is when Trump gets up and he does the fist pump and he yells, "Fight." At this moment, Trump had no idea if he was safe. He didn't know where the shooter was, if he'd been neutralized, or if there were multiple shooters. For all he knew, this moment, and Jake, if we could get this video ready, this moment right here could be his last act before being killed.
Yes.
And rather than being a coward, what does he do? He breaks Secret Service cover to raise his fist in solidarity with the American people, and he tells them to do what? Fight. He didn't know if there were bombs. He didn't know if there were multiple shooters. He had no idea what was going on. We can all sit here on Monday morning, quarterback it now, and go, oh, he knew. He heard guy down. You didn't know that there weren't multiple shooters. Nobody knew in the chaos of what was going on in those 20 seconds between that time that that bullet ripped through his ear and the time that he stood up and told the American people to fight. Nobody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So that guy's last message, the last message that Donald Trump wanted the American people to hear out of his mouth before he was assassinated or shot by multiple people, which could have happened, is to fight.
Yeah.
That is the most powerful fucking thing that I take away from this, is that his message to us was to fight, to not back down, to move forward with or without me. Because he gets shot walking off that stage and he's dead. His last words to you, to me, to my children, were to fight.
Yeah.
And that's
so
powerful.
iconic.
Beautiful and iconic. I mean, it's great of him to do that, but I think it's just the Phil Secret Service not drag him away by brute force.
100%.
Because like it's almost like they're intimidated by him to like be forceful.
They're not even blocking his
he's
head.
taller
He's
than all of
open
them.
for a headshot
No,
again.
But like in any other situation, you see the Secret Service being really forceful with the president. Like we'll see in the Reagan thing later. But with him, it's like they're afraid or shy to be forceful with him.
Let's
But,
play
Let's
the video.
yeah.
Next,
Kelly, can we see this video?
Yeah, play the video and then we'll go to Vinny.
We're on Vinny.
I want to be on Vinny.
Fight.
This made me cry.
Shortest Secret Service chick in the front.
And you know what they're cheering in the back, Vinny? As he yells, fight, fight, the crowd starts chanting USA, USA. Like for me, that's when I go, that's like when you say I cry, that's also what got to me was like, look at this patriotism that these people feel after witnessing what they just witnessed.
Yeah, epic.
Vinny.
And Kelly, can you cue up? I want to show the Reagan one. This is we're going to show President Reagan's assassination attempt, and I want you guys to see. You want to talk about this guy was shooting like multiple rounds with a handgun, but look at how fast he goes from there to the car, and he is gone.
Exactly.
There's no fist pumping. There's no celebration. There's no. It is in and out. And tell me how many female Secret Service members you see.
Go ahead, play.
Ronald Reagan was 2 months into his presidency when John Hinckley Jr. drew a $29 handgun.
Gone. These people are shot. The president's motorcade already leaving. He's already leaving.
He wounded the president, Brady, a Secret Service agent, and a Washington police officer. Reagan and his guards fully recovered, but the .22 caliber bullet exploded into Brady's forehead and left him partially paralyzed. He spent the rest.
Okay, guys. So, and mind you, okay. He's on the stage. I get it. The vehicle's off to the left. There is zero excuse. There is zero excuse, and I don't care. Listen, there's not like different like rankings of Secret Service. You all get the same training. The protocol is the same. Shots fired. Cover. Get him out of there. Mm-hmm. He's a sitting duck on stage. And then what the is that? Is the female? What are you doing with your arms up, bitch?
Yeah.
Donald Trump is 6 foot. He's huge. And his face is out there again. That could have been another kill shot if there was another one of these assholes.
That's not just on her. There are a lot of grown men. That was not said. There are so many grown men around him, and they're all failing. It's not just her.
There's
Kelly,
more than enough blame to go around
Kelly,
here.
From the top to the bottom, I agree.
Yes.
But in that case, what is she doing standing in the front of him?
Yeah.
She's the shortest one.
I agree.
And mind you, there was another one behind that group. When they were down, she's sitting there like this. Listen, guys, and I'm sorry. Kelly, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry, people, you sign up for the Secret Service. You know what one of the first questions I'm pretty sure is, are you willing to die for this man, whoever, male, female, president? You signed up. The number one thing is, do we think that you're the person? Because they take lie detector tests and shit. Are you willing to die for whoever this person is, regardless their party affiliation? Because Secret Service, we don't know who the fuck loves Trump. We don't know who loves Biden. That's why I don't trust any of them. But the failures were monumental, and we're not going to know. But there needs to be firings, and Trump's personal security needs to be amped up by fivefold. And there needs to be an alliance, a movement of ex-military veterans, sharpshooters, whatever, guys, like a coalition to get with the government and say, guys, we are the trusted, we're the ex-veterans. We will set up around the perimeter to make sure this type of shit doesn't happen. Because don't get it twisted, guys. They're going to try again.
Yes.
And if they don't try again, the plan B is going to be terrorist attack. Stop. They can't let the election happen.
They will burn it all down.
And I think we have to stop calling things failures, right? This isn't a failure of the Secret Service. This isn't a failure of the local police. Just like it wasn't a failure of intelligence when 9/11 happened. Just like it wasn't a failure of intelligence when October 7th happened or 6th. None of those were failures of intelligences. These were orchestrated attacks in which it seems right now like there were people on the inside that allowed this man to take this shot.